Hi guys, welcome to the Accounting Academy YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the cash book. Are you ready? Awesomeness. So, you guys know what our mission is at the Accounting Academy. We want you to study at home and pass POA. Business owners go into business to make money. But for them to make money, they have to have transactions, right? And just having a transaction is just one part of the accounting cycle. After that, there are things that we have to do to ensure that we can have proper financial statements so that they now could have proper information, accurate information to make informed decisions. So what we're going to do, we're going to be walking through the cash book, which is one of the most complicated books of original entry. Right, so we are step two. I want to simplify for you guys and show you how simple it can be. So, yes, all smiles, money looking good in the account. But how do we get that on paper? How do we prepare the financial statements for them? So, the cash book is one of the books of original entry and it records both cash and bank transactions. They are normally prepared in either the two-column format or a three-column format. And two-column format doesn't mean that it only has two columns in the cash book, right? There are only two columns where cash is recorded. And likewise, with the three-column cash book, there are only three columns where money is recorded. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is the two-column cash book. You see, I have cash and I have bank because it records transactions that deal with cash and bank. So you have the two columns for cash and bank on the left hand side, and then you have two columns on the right hand side for cash and bank also. Three-column cash book. The three-column cash book has a discount allowed or discount received column, and this is because you want to record any discounts you give or any discounts that um, you get from your suppliers, right? We have a video on that already discussing what is a discount allowed and how do you record discount allowed transactions in your ledgers. So I just run through this really quickly. Discount allowed is a cash discount to credit customers who settle their accounts early. A discount received is a cash discount given to us by our credit suppliers. And I'm saying us because as an accountant, put yourself in the business's shoes, right? So um, we sometimes will get discounts when we pay our accounts early, when we pay our suppliers early. This is very important, guys. What is a contra entry? When it comes to the cash book, there's something called a contra entry. And this is the record in the cash book where cash is transferred to the bank or if cash is moved from the premises and deposited into the bank. Let me repeat that. I think I, yeah, so rewind. A contra entry is an entry where cash is moved from the premises to the bank or where cash is moved from the bank to the business premises. That is what a contra entry is, right? And you must put in your folio column, right? So you see you have a column here marked folio. You must put C under that column when you make a contra entry. Good? Nice. So let's look at a question. Anita owns a retail business. Her suppliers offer a cash discount for prompt payment. She also offers her credit customers a cash discount if they settle their accounts promptly. Her accounting system includes a three-column cash book. Let me move this. On September 1st, 2013, page 11 of our cash book showed opening balance of 635 cash in hand, 438 cash at bank. During the first week of September, the following transactions occurred. Prepare her three-column cash book. So what we have to do here, we have to prepare her three-column cash book. They give us some information to start, and then they also give us some transactions. We have to read the transaction, analyze it, make the correct entries. Yeah? Remember, this is just one part of the entire accounting process or the entire accounting cycle. So there's no way that you can get around this. You have to be able to do this part. So let's see. September 1st, we have source documents. Source documents, collection of the source documents is the first part of the accounting cycle. So once you have a transaction, you must have proof of that transaction, and that is where the source documents come in. The source document will be proof of that transaction. So we have a check counterfoil. That means that a bank transaction occurred. Payment of supplier. So she paid her supplier um, via a check and full settlement of the amount due. So she amount due was 1,200. However, she paid 1,140 in full settlement, which means she got a discount. So how do you record that? Look with me to the right side of my cash book, where you're seeing you have the blue description, you have the description folio, etc. So you're putting your date, you're putting your description. In this case, the description is who is the supplier she's paying, how much was the discount, um, and where was the money taken out from. So let me just give you some tips before we continue. Tips two, complete your cash book. Read the transaction, determine whether an account is increasing or decreasing, and we have a video on that as well. How do you deal with an increasing account? How do you deal with a decreasing account? Right? If it is an asset, which your bank or your cash account is, we increase by putting the information on the debit side of the cash book. And if it is if the cash account is decreasing, we make a credit entry. We put the information on the credit side. So read the transaction, determine whether an account is increasing or decreasing. Also look and see if it's the cash or the bank account is being affected. That is going to tell you which column to put the money under. Also look to see if there is a discount involved, and then you make an entry. Simple like that. So we read the transaction. We saw that based on the source documents, this is a bank transaction. So our money, our figure has to go on the bank. We got a discount, so we have to put the discount amount there as well. Oh, I jumped the gun. Our opening balances are super important. Right? It's really important for you to deal with that opening balance. Sometimes our bank account can have an overdraft agreement. So there are cases where our bank account will not be on the opening balance will not be on the debit side, and it's going to be on the credit side. They will tell you. Either they will tell you that you had an overdraft agreement, or they will tell you that the bank account had a credit opening balance. That means your opening balance for your bank account will be on the credit side. Good. In this case, they are both regular opening balances, which so that means that they're going to be on the debit side because generally bank and cash accounts would have debit balances. Yeah. All right. So let's look at transaction number two. We have a pay in slip counterfoil, check received from a credit customer. So anytime you see this counterfoil thing, that has to do with bank. Okay. Anytime you see check, that's bank again. Check received from credit customer, K. Anderson for 780 in full settlement of the amount due. So we are receiving money from a customer and we are allowing them to pay less. So this is a discount allowed, right? He originally owed us 800. We allowed him to pay 780. So we come down to the date, put the date, September 2nd. Who is this transaction dealing with? Is dealing with K. Anderson. K. Anderson, sorry. How much is the discount? The folio references, guys, you will get that when you start to do double entry. And when you start to take a cash book and post it to your ledgers. So that's the next step. Remember, it's a process. Yeah, it's a process. If you're making cake, um, if you're building something, there's a process. When it comes to preparing financial statements, there's a process, right? So we are only on step two, dealing with this particular cash book. There are other books of original entry that you're gonna have to learn to deal with. If you want me to do a video on that, drop it in the comments. Any topic you want me to do a video on, drop it in the comments, right? So we're done with transaction number 2 on September 2nd. On the 3rd, we have a cash receipt. So that means money from on the premises was used, right? Because we have a cash receipt. And it's a payment of general expenses. So our account is going to be decreasing because we're making a payment, right? So this is going to be on the credit side. Is it cash or bank? It's cash. So the amount, the $82 has to be under the cash column. Yeah, date, description, no discount involved here. The value goes underneath the cash, and that's it. Right. So this is the full question. We already dealt with 1 to 3. So I'm going to show you the entire answer for all the other transactions, right? So you can pause, write the question down, try to do it on your own, and then continue the video to look at the answer. But this is generally, this is what this is what a cash book supposed to look like. If you have journals, you record it in your journal. If not, you could get a copybook or notebook, draw lines, and get your question done. No excuses. Yeah, this is number 7 here on the debit side. So we have September 7. I was telling you guys about contra entry, right? So this is what it looks like. Let's go back to the question. Okay. So pay in slip counterfoil, cash was banked, meaning whatever cash that the business Anita had on her premises, she banked it. So the money moved from her premises into her bank account. That is called a contra entry. Very important. Right. So let's see how we're dealing with that. Right, just needed to move that so it don't block you guys. Yeah. So she moved the money from her premises. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Guys, this discount received not supposed to be here. This discount received should be. All right, yes. So that was sorted out. We were looking at the contra entry. So we remove the money from our bank account. So again, you're gonna have your dates. Bank, remember the cash book records all your cash transactions. If you remove money from the premises, you have to record it in your cash book. So we remove the money from our bank account. So we have bank from our cash. So let's look at this as if we were just recording money going out of the business premises, right? So we would have to have our description. In this case, the money is going to the bank. You must put your folio. So you put your C in there. How much money is going out and where is it leaving from? It's leaving from our cash account and it's 1500. So the 1500 has to go under the cash column. Then we now have to make an entry for the money going into our bank account. So we come across on this side, which is the receiving side of the cash book. We put your dates, who is the other party or the other account um, affected in this transaction is going to be our cash account, right? Because we're moving the money from our cash account. You have your C here for contra and how much is going into the bank account? 1500. Good. That's it. Then you have to tally up. If you want me to do a video on how to close the cash book or how to close the accounts, let me know in the comments below, and I will do that. If you don't know how to close the cash book, but let me just give you it quickly. Um, first thing you do, you pull your total on the cash column. You see I have that written here. Look for my cursor moving on the screen. I have that written in a very light color because you want to do that like an it's called a pencil footing. So you write it very light because you want to erase it afterwards to know what is your total for your cash on the debit, what is the total for your cash for your bank on the debit side. Then you do the same thing for the cash column on the credit side. You do the same thing for the bank. Then you look compare cash to cash. So I have 2519 on this side. I have 1582 on this side. We're going to use the bigger figure. So in this case, the larger figure is 2519. That is going to be our total figure. So you're putting 2519 25.19. Make sure you do your double underline. That's very important. And we do the same thing with the bank. Compare the pencil foot 82.88, 36.83. We're going to use the larger figure, which in this case is 82.88. So we put 82.88 here, we put 82.88 here. Then we compare the pencil footing with the total of that column. In this case, the pencil footing is 25.19 and the total is 25.19, 82.88, 82.88. And that means we do not have to do anything to these columns on this side to make it balance. However, if you go across to the credit side, our pencil footing is 15.82, our total is 25.19. That is how much the column must add up to. The bank account, the pencil footing is 36.83. The total is 82.88. That means we have to add something to this column to make it balance. How much do we have to add? We find the difference between your pencil footing and your total. Pencil footing and your total. All right, so if I take away 15.82 from 25.19, I'm going to get 9.37. And likewise, if I do the same thing under my bank account, I'm going to get 46.05. That is called a balance carry down. That is your new starting figure for your cash on your bank column. Yes, so down here you would see, look for my cursor moving. Down here you would see I have balance BD, that means balance brought down, 937.46.05. Very important, guys, you do not do any balancing figure for your discount allowed and your discount received column. Yeah, so that's it. If you want more cash flow questions, you guys know what to do. Get in contact with me. If you want more structured videos to help you cover the syllabus, you can become an Accounting Academy member. I will leave the link in the column below so that you can click that and get more information on how you can become an Accounting Academy member. Um, as an Accounting Academy member, what you're going to get, you're going to get pre-recorded videos to cover the entire syllabus, 8 videos per month. The cost and everything is going to be there when you click that link. Or if you want live videos, we still have space for only Form 5 students. You can get live classes with us at the Accounting Academy. That link is also going to be in the description. Yeah, and of course, if you want to follow us on Instagram, find me at Makita Skinner Howard, or you can find the Accounting Academy at the Accounting Academy. Feel free to email us at learn@tea@gmail.com. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this video in the description. Ask any questions, sorry, not in the description, in the comments. You guys need to go to the description to get information about the live classes or about how to become an accounting academy. Oh, and of course, you need to go to the description also to get, we have a guide to help you with double entry. That's also going to be in the description. So you need to go get that because you can't get around double entry when it comes to passing POE. Yeah, so that's it. Feel free to email us and get in contact with us.